Hello, Assalamu alaikum. How are my beautiful young fellows and young ladies? Enjoying your holidays? I'm sure you are. Long, stretching days, doing whatever you like, right? And doing your hobbies, what you like to do in your leisure time. Enjoy yourself, make the most of it. But don't forget to study also. This is the best time. And because you don't have exams these days, so you can do very well. Assalamu alaikum, Anam Fahad. Thank you for joining in. Thank you. And let's start the story of Prophet Nooha, Hazrat Nooh alayhi salam. Now, after Hazrat Prophet Abraham, Hazrat Ibrahim, for almost 1,000 years, there had been no prophet, and the people had forgotten all about the lessons and the things that had been preached and told by Prophet Adam, Hazrat Adam alayhi salam. So they were worshipping idols, the statues, and they would take the children to these idols, the statues, figures, and get them blessed. But they were made by their own hand. Oh, thank you, Anam. And you can always listen to other stories anytime at Facebook, at Stories with Uzma Channel, and on Scary Ammi Facebook page, Stories with Uzma Channel, same link. So you're more than welcome. I'm so glad and I'm so happy to have you on board. Thank you for joining in. And then now it was, and they were doing wrong things, they were committing sins, they were believing in different gods, they were making gods with their hands, with wood, stone, they would carve them. So then God sent Prophet Nooha, Hazrat Nooha alayhi salam, and he was sent as a messenger. He started to convey the message of God, telling them, oh, thank you, Anam. I really appreciate that. And then he started preaching, he started telling the people that they should worship God. There's only one God. These statues and these gods of theirs, handmade gods, could not have created the moon, the shining moon which comes out every night, the shining sun which comes out every morning and gives us the blessings of the day, and the moon gives us the blessing of the night, and the clouds and the thunder and the lightning and the mountains and the trees, right? And all those things, only God had created them. He was almighty. These handmade figures could not do that. They should change their ways of life, ways of worshipping. But they got so angry because for hundreds of years they had been worshipping their idols. They said, why should we listen to you? Our ancestors, हमारे बड़े बूढ़ों ने हमें ये बताया था, so we should be obeying them, following them. Why would you say that? So this is how it went on. And they would get very angry, but he did not stop preaching and conveying the message of God, because that was the purpose of his life. He was the messenger of God. Prophet Nooha was a very gentle man. He was a great speaker and he was very patient. उनमें बहुत सब्र था और वो बहुत अच्छे तरीके से बोल सकते थे. ये टैलेंट था और गिफ्ट था अल्लाह की तरफ से उनको, और वो बहुत सब्र वाले थे. तो इसी तरह for years वो preach करते रहे. So very few people who were poor, they converted to believing in one God and Islam, while the others who were rich and all, they would You are mad. Why should we listen to you? You're just like us. You're just a man. So they would say all those things to him. Sometimes they would throw stones on him. Sometimes they would beat him with sticks. So he did it for 100 years, and then he got a little disappointed. So he he started praying to God and asking for help and guidance, and that's what he got. And he got the message. God told him, I'll help you, though you have done your job very well. You have done it beautifully. You've done your best. I'm very happy with you. Now what you need to do is start planting seeds of trees, as many as you can. Well, don't worry. Those who will not believe in you, those who don't believe in what you say and don't believe in me, they would definitely be punished. And little did they know that that's what was going to happen. And Nooha was asked to plant trees. And now these rich people, these non-believers, they kept laughing at him, ha 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 ha. They kept telling him that he had lost his mind, but he started planting trees. Then he told his followers to do the same. So they planted about hundreds of trees. And over the years, he kept giving his message of the creativity, the power, and the oneness of Allah, of God, to everybody. And he kept trying that, but they would not listen to him. So he gave up on them. And then what happened was that now these trees had grown. And one night he got the message from God. Now you have to make a boat, a huge boat. You have to make an art. It could be 600 feet long. It could be 2,000 feet long. We don't know. There are different informations about it. But then he told his followers and the non-followers, the rich, the people who were still following worshipping the idol, he kept telling them, but they would not listen. And then he was supposed to make a huge boat. He did not know. How could he make a boat? He had never seen a boat and never made a boat, and there was no sea, no water around. But then the angels came and gave the plan to Nooha. So Nooha now those plants which he had sown had become trees. So he trusted Allah, and his followers trusted God, and they started cutting the trees, the trunks, and started making big flat boards. They had to work very hard, but they trusted God. They knew. And then he was told by God that he should collect animals in pairs, each animal in pairs. So he started doing that. Then he was told to collect things, and it took them months and months. They would make boards. They would make boards like this. I'll show you in a second. Okay. This kind of a ship. Okay, can you see it? All right. And they made this kind of a ship, an ark, and finally it was getting ready. Then he got the message from God that when the water gush out from your oven, your home oven, the burner where you cook, right? If water starts gushing out, that means it is time to get on to what? Onto the boat with the pairs of animals and your followers. The rest will not come, and they will have to face the punishment. So now people kept making fun of him, but he kept collecting the materials. His followers did, so they were getting ready whenever the message. And then one day, one of his wives saw water gushing out of the oven. Oh my God! She ran to Prophet Nooha, and then she ran to Prophet Nooha, and they all gathered the animals, yes, and the insects and the birds. You can see in the camera. Can you see? Yeah. Okay. Can you see? There is the Noah's Ark, and giraffes, rhinos, cats, kangaroos, cows, and sheep, they all went into the ship. And the rich people stayed back, and they said, where are you going to go? How are you going to take? See, can you see the flamingos? Can you see the cows? Can you see the bulls and the bears and the squirrels and the parrots and the giraffes and the zebras and the lions and the elephants? And there's the ark in the middle, right? And as they started doing that, the wind, there was suddenly a huge storm. There was thunder, there was lightning, and the rain started pouring. Oh my God. It was pouring everywhere, all over the world. It rained and rained and rained. Now, Prophet Nooha and his people were safely inside the boat that had been built by the directions of the angels from God. So they were safe like God had promised his followers, and all the pairs of animals. There were birds, all kinds of birds, there were all kinds of insects and all kinds of animals in pairs. And then the whole land became full of water, and the water level kept rising and rising till it reached the mountains. And all those disbelievers who had climbed up the mountains and the trees, they drowned and they died. All of them. They kept screaming for help. Now they understood what Nooha had said was right. And then they were they were all dead. The world had become full of water. It had become one ocean. And all Prophet Nooha and Hazrat Nooh and the others could see was miles and miles of water. So they kept sailing for 150 days. 150 days. Mind you, there are 30 days in 1 month. Calculate and write to me. All right. And then after 150 days, when all the disbelievers had drowned and the world was full of water and this boat sailing, then the earth split and sucked all the water, and the earth became dry, and the clouds also split, and the weather became beautiful, sunny and breezy and nice, and Noah's ship was resting calmly on a mountain peak called Mount Mount Judy. Very quietly it had landed there. It was all in the power of Almighty God. Then what happened was, then they all got out of the ark, and he let out the animals, and they all came on earth, and they all put their heads on the earth and thanked God for saving them, for saving their animals. And now they started a fresh new life. Yes, and following God's ways, right? And do you know how old was Prophet Nooha? He died when he was 950 years old. He lived for that long. Wow. Isn't that amazing? Wow. What miracles took place. They were amazing miracles. See, we have such lovely stories of our prophets. They were wondrous people, they were gentle, they were honest, they followed the right path, they helped their followers, they always told the truth, right? They were hardworking, they were kind and compassionate to everybody, they never hurt anybody, they would only fight when they were attacked. Yes, and they showed us the right path, they were the chosen ones. Till we had so 124 prophets, and the last one is, yes, Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So do tell me, how did you like the story? Did you enjoy it? Did you learn about Prophet Nooha, Hazrat Nooh alayhi salam? What a brave and patient messenger he was. They were all special people. We should respect them and we should read about them. His stories are even given in Quran, our holy book. Even in Bible, the Christians' holy book. So I hope you'll read up about them. There's stories everywhere. Don't forget to join in next Saturday on Scary Yummy page, and and the Sunday after on this page at Stories with Uzma. Thank you, Anam, for joining in and for writing to me. I love it. Okay, bye-bye for now. See you next time. Look forward to it. Bye-bye, little fellows and little ladies. Khuda Hafiz.